What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's Winners on a Wednesday. That is a little bit different because we have the finalist to the eviction. I'm sure everybody that watched it will say this. You did so well. Like,
yeah, it was cool.
You were the only person that never lost a single challenge.
No, I didn't. When it was the no money down one, I said to the boys, because it was me and 3 boys, and I said, look guys, I haven't lost a challenge and we're not losing this one. Yeah. I said, I can't. I said, I don't want to go in that boardroom.
You know what though? Some people have said this. That why do you care about the 20 grand? If the eviction people know how to find properties without using money and can joint venture and can do rent to rent, what's the problem? And whilst it's annoying when people say that, it's like, shut up. 20 grand's 20 grand, right? And it can fast track you, it can help. Money is awesome. But there is some truth in that. Would you agree? Yeah,
no, I totally agree. I think the reason why I was so pent up on it and the reason why I was so invested in it is what you just said, fast track. Is that, yes, you're right, you can deal source, you can do bits and bobs and you can do that, but you basically bank transferred someone £20,000 in 10 seconds. Like, that's 20 grand in 10 seconds. And that's it, fast track. And I said to Anthony and I said to a couple of other people that I don't have any doubt that I could get that £20,000. Just take me longer, and I want to get to where I want to get, and I want to get there now.
And you know what damage you can do with 20 grand.
Oh yes.
You know, but the cool thing is, I mean, when did you join the academy? About 4 months ago.
February.
So okay, a few months back.
Yeah.
Since then, even before the eviction, you've done some remarkable things. Why don't you just tell us a bit about your background prior to the eviction, but after the academy?
Okay. So prior to the eviction, I basically worked full-time as a solicitor, and I worked in like property litigation. So I was actually dealing like mortgage repossessions and claims against the bank. So I had a bit of a general consensus about property, and I'd always really liked it, but I just never got involved. I was part of that same sort of thought process. You need money to buy a second house and you need to do this and that. Anyway, a couple of years ago, my dad got prostate cancer, and he's all fine now and everything, but it kind of triggered something in my head whereby I was like, do you know what, life's too short. Life's too short to go to work 9 to 5, to work like a dog, get paid for work that you don't do and things like that. And then it all started building up inside me. I qualified as a solicitor, that's what I wanted to do. And then I was on the train, and I basically saw Facebook ad of you. And I watched more of your videos, and then I just kind of just jumped full blown in it, quit my job.
Crazy.
With no money. I had no money.
So
but
you quit your job with no money, just on the basis of someone selling you a dream.
A dream, yeah. And what I'd done is basically I worked really quickly. I got a service accommodation business up and running. I had 3 properties operating in Cambridge, and I worked out that I had a 3-month notice period, and by the time that I'd ended my 3-month notice period, I'd be making enough money to cover my bills and liability.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going really good. So what I've done is I've decided to kind of split what I'm doing personally. So I've got a service accommodation business, but instead of investing all my time and money in that, I'm now doing property sourcing. So that is now running in the background.
So prior to the eviction then, you were basically kind of financially free already?
Yes, just. But the thing
I was, The thing is, financial freedom, sometimes people think when you say financial freedom, oh, you got all the money you want. No. Financial freedom is having them just about what you need on a recurring property basis, which is great. But at that point, and that's one of the reasons why you were asked to be on the eviction, because we knew that you had a lot of potential, things like that. But man, you seriously killed it. So tell us, after the eviction, what's happened? Because I know you've been up to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, loads of stuff. So in terms of like the rent to SA business that I've got a joint venture partner in. They paid for all refurbs to the house, and they're also taking over management. So, and I agreed a profit share with them. It's completely hands off, and it works out that actually I don't lose any money from that because they've refurbed it, they've upped the value of it. So I'm actually going to make more money than what I was making before, and it's completely hands off for me.
That's incredible. So basically, just to kind of clarify what you've done here, is you've said, look, you put the money in, and then you'll not even do the work.
No.
Who's doing the work?
They did all the work.
So you put the money in, you do the work, but just because I found the deal, I want to get a share each month on that property.
And it's already operating. I've already got it for between 3 to 5 years. I said, I'll profit share with you, small profit share, and you just deal with it all. And that's what I did.
Passive.
Exactly. And do you know where I learned that from? The eviction. I genuinely learned that. So I learned it from Alistair actually. And it was when I was talking about, it's when he came to Cambridge to see about the apartments and things. And he was floating different things around with me. And I said, I've got like somebody, a management company that really want to go in on a JV on these apartments. And he was like, well, what does that mean? And I was like, well, you know, they're willing to sort of go halves. And he was like, wait a minute, so you could go halves on these apartments, put in less money and still get benefit from them? And I was like, I could do. And so I took that idea away and I put it in my own business.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Talk to me through some of the deals, because some of the deals that you've been finding in Wales,
have just mental.
I've even wanted to strangle you.
I'm a little bit gutted, because this has been a property that, so my background is rent to SAs, rent to rent, okay? I know nothing really about buy, refurb, refinance, all that type of thing, which is why the eviction was so invaluable to me, because I was surrounded by people that were doing things like that. Like Anthony, for instance, has been a plethora of like information to me. And I'll tell you a little bit about that later. But yeah, so I found the property in Wales. It was on the market for £68,000. Completely been ripped out. There's nothing in it. It needs a new kitchen, it needs a new bathroom, but it's down to its bare bones. And I looked at it and I thought there's so much potential here. And I managed to get the asking price down to 58.
58?
58, 3-bedroom house, and one a couple of doors down sold for 95, and it's smaller.
Wow. So the plan is to spend 15 grand or whatever on it?
15 to 17 and a half grand refurb. That's it.
Get it looking immaculate, refinance it or sell it at 100.
Yeah.
Which will be easy. Pull out all of your money.
You can pull all your money out.
Refinance it.
You can pull out all your money, and the best thing is, I had a builder go around and look at it, and he priced everything up for me. I had everything in place. I just didn't have the investment money, which I'm gutted about, because I could have come to you and said, do you want a JV with me on this?
Yeah, I mean, you're a good friend of mine. You've been on the eviction, you're
on the
academy. I would have definitely
so basically what I ended up doing was I needed cash in the bank. I sold on the deal and I split the fees with someone.
The reason you're so clever as well is I've noticed that you sell deals, but you don't actually sell them.
No.
You pass them to a deal sourcer who then sells them, and then you just constantly take all this
It's less
money.
work.
And it's less money, but it's less work, which means that you can do it more times.
Yeah, so basically, I was also telling you a little bit earlier, so other stuff that I've done since the eviction is I've actually gone into business with James, Anthony and John. So now that everything's out, I can talk about this. So in the third episode, the No Money Down one, I found 2 rent to SA apartments. One of them is actually being sourced by Alistair and are sold, which is great.
So you passed it through Alistair again.
Yeah.
How much did you make on that? Just £1,000 or something?
1,500.
1,500. It's a quick bit of money for doing very little.
Yeah, and that was great, ready to go. So that's going through at the moment, which is fantastic. But the other thing that we found, I was looking for rent to SA apartments on the episode, you'll see, and I came across an apartment in Derby in a central location. It's actually great for HMOs. And I called up and I said, look, I'm looking for rent to SAs. And the lady was like, come over for a meeting. Can you possibly meet us at 6 o'clock? I know it's late in the day, but will you come over? So Alistair was like, yeah, we'll go. I said, great, fantastic, we'll go. We went into this meeting and none of these guys filmed anything. And we came out with 5 apartments on a lease option.
Oh my goodness.
5 apartments on a lease option, plus a potential property portfolio of 300 properties in Derby, 3 hotels below market value as well, coupled with a brewery. That was really random. And since then, this same lady has been passing us stuff back and forward. We've had a portfolio in Wrexham that's come to us. And so we went into business, we formed a company, us 4. Unfortunately, Ricky, through his own sort of ventures, couldn't commit, so James came in instead. And so we've got a company, it's called LOA Apartments.
It should be called LOA Eviction Apartments.
We wanted to name the company. First it is what it is, because that was Ricky's saying in the whole eviction, and then we were sort of going, should we go eviction and things, and then we're like, well, if we're going to do other business, then we probably should put it a little bit more streamlined.
And the eviction, it's not the best name for a
property company. I know. So yeah, so we're in business over that.
That's incredible.
Which is wicked. Yeah, so those 5 apartments are now set up and running as service accommodation units.
And they're running right now?
Running right now.
How much are you making off that then? How much?
They literally went live 5 days ago.
Right.
And so they're mainly catered towards a corporate market, but we're estimating we're probably going to make about, after management costs, probably we'd be happy with £300-400 profit per apartment.
Yeah.
And we're just going to split that between us.
And how many apartments?
5.
5. So it's £1,500 a month.
£1,500 a month, and the best thing is
you've got the option to buy it, right?
3 years time.
How much?
750 grand.
How much is it? How much do you reckon it'll be worth then?
Well, the apartments are worth more now than what we've agreed below market value.
That is incredible.
Yeah, so
power lease option agreements.
It's wicked.
What baffles me is the fact that you were able to find these deals so quickly. Like, you had 2 days.
It was mental.
Find all these no money down lease options, rent to rents. People were raising finance.
It was mental.
Money in the bank.
I think when people watch that episode, I think they'll be really surprised by what you can do with a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And just genuinely, just grinding. Like, you'll see from the episode, we dragged Alistair to a PPM meeting in Derby that we had no money to get in, and we were trying to raise deals and things from people that were going from the car park to the building. We were trying to network.
So you didn't have a penny?
No.
You didn't have enough money to pay £20 to go into a networking event?
No.
So you're standing in the car park waiting for people to come out and then pitching them?
Yeah, we were like, do you have a property portfolio? Yeah, I've got a property portfolio in Derby. That's fantastic.
Would you get a deal from that?
I think we raised finance from there. I can't remember whether we raised finance from there or whether we sold a couple of deals to a couple of people.
Let me just say so, if anyone's watching this, like, you're crazy. and everyone was acting crazy on the eviction in that episode because they'd seen how brutal the boardrooms were.
It's horrible.
What was it like in the boardrooms?
It was horrible. It was really horrible. Do you know what's horrible? Because, like, you're very vulnerable when you're in there, and it's literally like, you've got 20 grand that you can win, fight.
Yeah.
How much do you want it? And a lot of people don't know how to do that and find that quite uncomfortable to just back your corner.
Yeah.
But then you can apply that to business. Like, you have to go out there and back your corner when you go and find deals. You have to kind of sometimes give it a little bit of the big one.
You have to be able to argue, and that's what when I said it was Kirsty. When I said, you know, who should be evicted, she was just silent. And then I said, right, you're evicted, Kirsty.
I know.
You've got to be able to fight your corner, otherwise someone else will.
Do you know what? You have to want it.
Yeah.
You have to.
But what I wanted to say is, although you were being crazy and you were stopping people in the street and you were pitching people from the car park, you all had a grounding, even though none of you had any property experience before meeting me, but you all had a grounding through good property education, which meant that you weren't dangerous.
No, and I think one of the things that we were really big on when we were doing things like that, and when we were raising finance and whether we could sell deals, is we were always like, we're compliant, we know what we're talking about, we come from a place of experience. So for instance, lease options, I had no idea about, never negotiated on. So when we split people up in the team to chase off different things, I put people in positions that they had knowledge of, because there's no point in me going chasing after lease options if I've got no knowledge of it. But Anthony and Ricky had a bit of training on it and they knew a bit about it, so they went and did that, and then John did HMOs, and I did rent to SAs. And
some people say to me, you know, a lot of people have said to me, oh, it's unfair, you picked people that were already on the academy. But the bottom line is, I wouldn't be able to put 12 people or 30 people in a house that hadn't had any grounding in property before, because they'd end up doing illegal things probably. We tried to pick people that, number one, hadn't been in property very long, like a few months for yourself.
Literally.
Number two, had no property experience before going on the crash course in the academy or whatever kind of training it was that we were putting on. But number three had at least a basic idea, so they weren't going to be dangerous. I think the dynamic was just right.
No, I agree with you. I read something the other day that someone put on there. I think it was about the first episode and the pitches, and somebody put, well, look, these guys have had 12 months of training on the academy. They should be more competent than this. I agree with you in what you're saying, in the sense that you're saying everybody had a basic grounding, but some people have more training than others.
Yeah.
So, for instance, like myself, I had basic training, but I'd been on the academy for a couple of months. I hadn't done all the courses.
No, exactly.
So
you've been on like what, 2 or 3, maybe max?
1. One.
Just being on the academy doesn't immediately mean that you're an expert. It's a 12-month process.
Of course it is. And you know, one of the things that I learned the most, and like I keep going back to it, the eviction was so invaluable to me because I was constantly around 24 hours around people that were investing in property, that were talking about property, that had good and bad experiences, and that knowledge is invaluable. You can't put a price on it.
No. Having friends that are doing the do, because most people, everyone talks a big game.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's so many people talking about doing deals, talking about property, but actually being friends with people that are doing deals, that are viewing houses, putting offers in, it's priceless.
I'd be honest with you, a lot of people that are going to watch these videos and that watch your content and things like that, and you say, yeah, these people are financially free and things like that, and they're like, oh, it's just a dream. It's not just a dream. You can generally go out there and make stuff happen if you want to go and do it.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is the difference between a dream and a plan is just implementation.
Of course it is.
You know, yes, it is a dream. When I'm saying financial freedom, it's a dream to most people. Of
course it is.
It's the people that come on the crash course and take the training and put in the effort. It's not a dream anymore.
No.
It's a plan which then becomes a reality.
No, I agree with you, and I think from the second to last episode when they come round, the last episode when they come round and see us and stuff, and I take Alistair to my old work.
Yeah.
They're lovely people, but they're the epitome of most people in society that you should get a job, you should get a mortgage, you should have a career, and then you should retire and enjoy your life in 40 years' time. And a lot of them spoke about the fact that what I was doing was not reckless, but kind of bordering on reckless, because I'd given up a career as a solicitor, you know, a nice paid job. I was getting paid a nice amount of money in Bristol, and you know, and I had the career in front of me. And a lot of them said about the fact that it's quite reckless, it's quite out there. But I don't see it like that. I see it as me grabbing life by the balls and doing what I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and you know what? I mean, I'd never encourage anyone to leave their job to do property full time.
No,
because it is risky.
Yes,
but everyone's got to make the decision themselves. And if you've got the knowledge, and you've got the deals and things in the pipeline which you had, it's worked out well.
Exactly.
For you.
Yeah, that's key, knowledge. So no, I don't advocate anyone chucking in a job after they watch this.
On a YouTube video, absolutely not.
No. Where I was in the position that I was, yes, it was kind of reckless in a way when you think about it, giving up that type of career, but I had the knowledge to be able to cover my bills and liabilities per month, which then would free up my time so I could literally take my income, my passive income, all the way up here instead of just down here. The lease option apartments in Derby are going to be worth a lot of money in 3 years' time. That's going to be really cool. But the apartments, for instance, I was telling you a little bit about earlier, I decided to source them just to bring in some extra income.
Yeah. The
sourcing fee for that was 12k.
So you made 12 grand already.
12k.
What were the biggest lessons that you learned as a result of, you know, your journey over the last few months, but mainly on the eviction?
I didn't really enjoy networking when I was a solicitor. In fact, I hated it. I avoided it at all costs. But what it taught me was just be yourself and go out there, put yourself out there. And if you put yourself out there, then amazing opportunities will come if you work hard and you do the work.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe it until really the lease option, no money down episode. I kind of did in the refurb project because we literally worked our asses off to get that in at under 2k.
£2,000.
That was mental. We worked our asses off.
A full refurb. That was incredible.
Yeah, which was wicked. But then the lease option thing and literally just phoning agents and seeing things confirmed to me that genuinely you can do what you want. You can make as much money as you want. It's all within your power. So that's what it gave me confidence. It gave me confidence and knowledge to put me on a footing whereby now I know that I could start from zero money tomorrow, and I could, if I wanted to, have £3 in the bank within a week if I found a deal and sourced it.
Yeah, well, you could.
I could. Whereas before I was like, oh no, it's a bit hard, isn't it? No, it's not. You just go and do it.
Yeah. What's your strongest reason why? Why are you doing this?
Freedom. Easy. Freedom in life to do what I want every day. So yeah, money gives me the freedom to not be able to work full time, but my biggest motivation is like freedom around doing what I want to do, mainly with my family.
Yeah.
So I think life's too short, and I used to sit at my desk and I used to be like, oh, I've only got 3 days of annual leave left. Like, what? I want to go and do this and I want to go do that. Now I've got money in the bank coming up, where I can be like, do you want to go on holiday? Yeah. Do you want to go and do that? Do you want to go and experience that? Or I can make that birthday party, or I can do that, or I can go see my nan. So it gives me freedom. It gives me freedom to make the choices in life, what I want to do. And I was adamant that I didn't want to be sat behind a desk for the rest of my life until I retired. I was like, no, it's not me. Yeah. And people at work were like, well, yes, you will. You've got 45 years left to work. And I said, I will not be sat behind this desk in 45 years' time. I said, you just watch me. And they laughed at me. They did. They laughed at me because you're a solicitor. What are you doing? You can earn 50, 60, 70k a year. Yeah, but I could earn more and I could have more time.
Yeah, and have a lot more fun.
And have a lot more fun.
I love that.
A lot more fun. So yeah, that's my main motivation, freedom.
I love that. Tell me, what is your big plans then over the next sort of 6 months of being on the academy?
So enough money in the bank to start my own portfolio. Easy, to be honest with you. And I want to be doing some really big deals.
Yeah.
I want to do, so at the moment we've got a couple of portfolios that we've got hands on, and we're just trying to get them over the line and things like that. So keep growing the sourcing business so it takes care of itself, deal with bigger deals, build up my own portfolio, refurb my own house so I can pull some money out of it. And I want to do some bits and bobs and some cool things with money. I want to invest it in my family. Yeah. I want to do bits and bobs like that. And I had a really cool idea. I want to set up like a glamping site.
Okay.
I live in the sticks, so I was like,
sounds good. I'll stay there.
Hey, but I worked it out. I nearly put it as my business plan for the eviction. To lease a parcel of land, you can get wigwams for like £3 a pop, and they come and they deliver them like mobile homes on the land. They don't need any like running water or anything like that.
It's interesting there, because when you learn the skills about how to do it with residential property, you can apply the same skills to a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So like some of the guys like Matt Sims on the academy, he's doing it with camper vans, rent-to-rents on camper vans. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a business idea that you can literally apply to anything if you wanted to. So yeah, I want to do some really cool things. I want to travel the world. I just want to live life.
Well, you're on track for that. You definitely were living it up in the eviction in the castle.
I had the best time. Yeah. Honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It was funny. The only slight regret I have is the fact that I had to work with John Raybould on a painting exercise, because I'll be honest with you, John is a lovely guy, but everything sums up John in that task from that caption when he just has paint on his forehead. They missed a part in there. We didn't manage to get filming that Anthony genuinely gave John a designated task on the last day because he kept making blunders. He had to stand in front of the walls with a hairdryer to dry them. That was his designated job.
His job was to make paint dry.
That was his job. That was his job, because he was just. Painting's not John's strong suit. He's very, very intellectual and he's such a clever guy, but painting, don't ask John to paint anything.
What would be your advice to someone who was watching this that was really excited to getting into property from a zero start? What would be their first steps?
Everyone always says it, and it's a cliche, but you need the knowledge. I don't care how much money you've got, you need the knowledge, because I've spoken to a lot of people that have got a lot of money and they've invested it really badly because they didn't get the right knowledge. Knowledge, network, I can't think of a third N, but I would say knowledge, network, and just speak to people that are doing it in your area. The amount of great advice I got from Rent to SAs from speaking to local operators and contacts and things. So knowledge, and then the rest will take care of itself. You don't need money to get into property. You don't.
Coming from someone in a legal background, detailed person, that's great. Well, I mean, that's why we put on the crash course. For the crash course, you don't need money to come on the crash course either.
No.
Everything starts there.
It does.
You've been on.
I have been on everything that starts at the crash course. Yeah. You'll see right from the video when we secured those lease options, we dance around the room in the nunnery and we're like, everything starts from the crash course.
Yeah,
but it does.
Someone thinking about going to the crash course, what would they expect?
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of energy. Yes, you do have to go outside your shell. If you're quite an insular person, I was insular. And like when you're like high five the person next to you, I'm like, oh man, I have to touch the person next to me. But do you know what? Buy into it, and it changes your mindset. And if you allow it to change your mindset, then it will change your life.
Love that.
It will, yeah, 100%.
Well, I'm really glad that you've been through the eviction. It's been great getting to know you.
Thank you.
And I think we're gonna have a lifelong friendship, but also it'll be great to do some deals with you as well.
Hey man, I've got to pass some of those deals in South Wales to you, I think now.
Send me the details. I'll check them over anytime.
Okay, wicked. Thank you.
Thank you so much. High five. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching the video. That is the reason why I'm doing this. Your success is my oxygen. Every single week we've got people becoming financially free. If you'd like to see more success students, you can do that right here. But what I'd really suggest is why don't you come and join us at the Property Investors Crash Course. Come along, my guest, completely free, and I'll personally be there for 2 days to help you get started. You can see what happens right here. What you'll notice is all of these stories, they all start at the Crash Course. So come along, my guest, can't wait to see you there. Peace out.